So,
Okay.
all right, we're on. And good morning again. And I am sharing this because Sandra, Cynthia, and Sylvia gave me an update this morning that they had some appointments that will conflict with class, but wanted to make certain that I share their hello to everyone. So hello.
Okay.
And their plans are to see us next week, okay?
Okay.
And my wow word for this week is the word laughter or laugh. And I decided upon that. Of course, there's always something that happens with me that makes me realize I need to laugh. But I recognize that no matter what we do, good days, bad days, it is important to be able to laugh. And whether you need to go through things or bring up memories of things that made you laugh. And one of the things in particular I found was watching Perry Mason because I love Perry Mason. But the craziest thing is looking at some of the older shows, he sent Della on an assignment to kind of do some undercover work. And she gets to this place and she's, of course, decked out in a three-piece suit, handbag on her arm, white gloves in her hand, pantyhose up to whatever. And I started laughing about that because that was the norm for us. You know what I mean? You never went anywhere without your gloves, normally a little hat or something on your head. But I was watching this and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I wouldn't make it to the job because I'd still be trying to dress with the fan going on because I'm all hot and everything. I have my fan right now too. But it's things like that. But the key thing is whatever it takes to make you laugh, we can't forget about that. That's really important.
Yeah.
Questions, comments, thoughts?
I understand there's a new Perry Mason on.
Oh,
It
yeah,
is?
yeah, right. With what is it? Like Balthazar Getty, I think, plays the part. I haven't seen it yet because I do have that, but I love Perry Mason. I mean, I watch it 11:30 at night, and I watch it at 9 o'clock in the morning.
I do too. Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites. But those kinds of things, and of course, when I still watch my old cowboy movies, I laugh over the fact that they can beat each other down to whatever. However, they never lose their hats. They don't. I don't know if they glue the hats on their head or what they do, but the hats are still there. So that's another one of those things that I do. But as I said, I'm just trying to help Annie here get in.
Guess what I watch? Guns of Paradise. Have you seen that? Or do you watch that?
What's the name again?
Guns of Paradise. It's a series that comes on in the afternoon. It's a cowboy.
No, I've not heard of that one.
I thought about you. I said, oh, wow. Yeah.
And I really share that.
It's on, I was going to say light. That's not it. Movies. No, it's on 34.3.
Okay, because I do get that.
Yeah. That's for those of us that don't have cable.
And those of us that don't have cable, like me included, I'm proud of it because I'm saving myself $2,500 a year.
Yeah,
Good morning, Annie.
Good morning.
Welcome.
Thank you.
We have a new visitor with us today, Miss Annie. She joined our class the other day.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Good morning. So how are you today?
Who, me?
Yes.
Oh, I'm excellent. I'm excellent. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. So what I want to do now is get into our show and tell because we have some really neat things today. And want to get that in early so we don't overlook anybody. But we got some really nice things. And Leona, was I expecting something from you today or not? You didn't make a commitment, did you? Or you were doing a word for today?
Well, no, I was supposed to do it last week, but I couldn't get in.
Oh, okay.
Until late.
All right, so you're forgiven. Okay.
Oh, thank you. But I have a word. I know what it is.
All right, well, I'll try to get it in before we end.
Okay.
Okay. As everybody, I try to tell you that I try to show things based upon when I receive them. So the first thing up is Miss Ellen. I mean, you can't beat Ellen, who sent me this, I think, on Monday, Tuesday of this week. I mean, she never loses a beat.
Wow, nice.
That is nice.
These are the super duo ones, right?
Yes.
Yes. I do. Very, very good.
Nice.
Yep.
Ella, did you have any problems? Because I found when I was working on this, I had to kind of reverse it so that I'd start from this end so that I was working around the circle.
I didn't have any problem. Usually what I discovered though is in beading, we bead from right to left. But in that earring, you have to go from left to right.
Exactly.
And that
exactly.
takes care of the problem.
Yeah, I realized that after I got halfway through, if I didn't flip it, it was difficult for me. So that's what it was, or what it is. What's this pattern?
It's similar to this, except that I use diamond duos. It's one of Roberti's around the beading table patterns.
Okay. I haven't done the diamond duo beads yet. So what color is this in the center? Is this a black?
It's black and gray in the middle.
Okay.
It's purple on the beads, and this is 11-0 gold color.
Okay, okay. That's pretty though. One other question regarding the super duos here. The main component, is it floppy to you or is it stiff?
No,
earring.
it's not stiff.
Right.
It's a little floppy.
Right.
Uh-huh.
Okay. I asked for a reason.
But what I did to stiffen it, I went around several times in order to give it some body.
Right. Okay. Excellent. Thank you. Now, Joyce sent me these pieces, and I really, really love the stitching. So I'll let you talk about it, Joyce. But I think.
Wow.
I know it's beautiful.
Beautiful.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
Some years since I made it, but it's done in little triangles with one of each color in it, and then they're twisted around to fit each other and connected by those little metallic beads that are in the center and along the seams. So it's done as a little, I wish I could show you, but I can't. Orange, yellow, green triangle, and then that's then connected to each of the others by matching up similar colors.
So this, okay, let me just ask you because I'm looking at this.
Well, that's
so
all
for
PLV,
instance,
right?
this is a triangle here, correct?
The green one and the one to the lower, that yellow, and then go up to the orange. No.
Okay.
Stay on that same side of the circle.
And they're connected to make your piece.
And yeah, and then the little groups of three are then connected to make the circles. They're actually supposed to be circular little groups.
Well, my thing is always, I never complain about how much time it takes to do something, but that would probably make me say it, to put it together. That is really cool.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, I tend to do things that take me a good bit of time to put them together.
Do you do needlepoint?
I do needlepoint.
Okay. All right, let me show you the other shot of this. That's gorgeous though.
I do a lot of needlepoint, a lot of 18 mesh needlepoint, which is somewhat small, and I've been.
Oh, wow. Okay. That's very nice.
It is. It's beautiful. Really.
And different, really different.
I want to make it again in a different combination of three colors.
So how long did it take you working on this?
I don't ever know. You know.
No, this is really, really nice. I love the detail.
Beautiful.
Yep. Very good. Okay, and then you sent me this one this morning. This was a piece that you purchased. This was a netted collar.
Wow.
This made me realize that you
Right.
can't beat for prices, and if you were ever going to sell this thing, this one I bought for $25, all finished like that. It's got
Oh,
3 different colors beads in it. It's got a black and a silver and a sort of dark metallic black that's more metallic than the more matte black. So,
So my question is it machine made? Because it doesn't look,
oh, that I couldn't say. I
I
thought it
think
was.
that it is.
Oh, I didn't realize they could do that. I thought it was just handmade in a so-called third world country.
Well, the reason I asked that because there was a bead show we went to, and I have a bracelet. I have to pull it out that was done,
Hmm.
and I thought it was handcrafted and it was machine made. It was when we went to one of the down the street bead shows,
Hmm.
and I think we did a similar pattern in class, but when you work it, you handcraft it, you could kind of tell the difference. But I'm just curious, but it's a beautiful piece. It really is.
It makes a great collar with a round neck.
Oh
So
yeah,
like this, it looks like it's part of the garment. It's really neat.
that's what you call sexy neckwear.
Mhm.
You should make some earrings to go with it.
Yeah, okay. Maybe.
No, that's nice.
That's nice.
I didn't realize you can make stuff like that on a machine.
I'm going to ask because, as I said, the piece that I bought that I thought was all handcrafted, the
Mhm.
gentleman at the show, it was when we were going to Down the Street Beach Show at Cobb Galleria, because I bought this piece. It's a cuff type bracelet. He goes, no, it was machine made. And I didn't realize that you could do that type of work, you know, but I'm not saying that positively that is. That's why I asked the question. Because it was kind of fringing work that was done on this bracelet, and I didn't realize you could do things like that. But that also accounts sometimes for the price,
Mm.
because to me that neck collar that you have, that to me is worth a couple $100, really.
Time it would take. The time it would take.
Yes, but you can do it. Okay, the next piece I have, Laretha sent this morning. This is gorgeous also, so I'll let you talk about it because it's beautiful.
oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
The
That's
one
nice.
thing that I apologize for talking over you, Barbara, that I find is when the picture came into my phone, I downloaded from my phone using the Google Drive. But what it does do is it distorts the color, because on my iPhone, the color is absolutely brilliant. But I noticed that when I transfer them over, you don't always get, like in this piece, I think perhaps because of the earth tone colors, the color to me isn't as sharp as it is on my phone.
Mm.
But it's gorgeous. So you want to tell us about your...
Those are the made with the silky beads. The bracelet, I made them. The beads are a little darker, so it more look to me, it's more antiquish. And the
Right.
beads are like, they're gold and purple and a little bit of, I say rusty colors in it.
Right.
And so, especially the bracelet was darker, and I got going with the bracelet. I said, I think I'll do a necklace, do earrings. So what I had there for the pendant on the necklace, I thought on the pendant on the necklace, I said I was going to do earrings. I said, oh, that's a little bit too long. So by the time I put them, I didn't want them that long. So I said, well, I just pushed it to the side and I would do earrings with 4 silky beads.
Okay.
And I did that. Then after I started doing it, I didn't have to use the pattern. It got come to be real quick to me. So I started whatever I was going to do with the other ones, but I said, well, I'll just make a pendant. And I said, well, I have this bead up here. So I brick stitched the bail on the pendant.
Here,
I had
right.
to figure out a way to get that on there because the way it is, you put a larger bead on the top. I can't
Okay.
get the sizes mixed up. And I said, well, I can't get anything through it, and what I use. So I went back through some of my old stuff and found that leather, look for the leather cord, and
Okay.
I used that, made a bell big enough to put that through. And I made that as a choker.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Uh-huh.
So, you have a magnetic closure on here? Is that what I
I have
see?
a magnet, yes.
Okay. Pretty though, it really is. Now, my thing is whenever I go for my annual physical, and you know how they do the memory test, giving you those words, if they gave me a beating pattern, I would remember the words. But as soon as they walk out the room, then I'm like trying to figure out what did they say to me, you know? Okay. So what I wanted to share with you is, this is, and the reason I asked you about the floppiness, Ellen, of the piece, because I did this first as a sampler for the Super Duo earring, and I've tried to move away from having the ring connected with a jump ring, and I did not want the Super Duos on the ends so that they didn't extend so far. So I just noticed how floppy it is. This was just something I was trying, and rather than putting the jump ring, adding a bead so this would attach to the ear wire. But I went through a second time for reinforcement, but it's still floppy to me. As I said, this was just one of my tests playing around with it to see how I could alter the piece or something like that. But that is one thing. So you went through yours at least 3 times? Is that what I'm
Yes,
hearing?
I did.
Okay. Yeah, because you do get that. Otherwise, I'd be dipping it in my wax to tighten it up a minute.
I like the color.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. You know, I'm using leftovers. Whatever I have around here is what I'm trying to play around with. But as I said, I'm going to take this apart, but I was trying to get away from having the extra duos, you know, extending, looking like little pointers and everything. You all know how fussy I am. Now, before I get into the other part, I wanted to share this with you. Does everybody, most of you know Nancy Goldston, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because Nancy, of course, has pretty much been into polymer clay, but she sent me this yesterday. If I can open this up. And I wanted to share this because, well, this is my collar here, but this is a polymer clay piece that she sent me as a pendant. And I think it's really so pretty. And the essence is that she always had this thing about chasing, doing the caning effect. And she's finally gotten it together. And her canes are absolutely beautiful. But I love this, so I added to this collar that I had, and I sent her a message today. But it really is, if you could honestly see the real colors of it, it's so vibrant and everything. But I love this, absolutely.
That's pretty.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, but she has really gotten to that point where I think that all of the time she spent working with the clay has really started to show itself. Yeah. So I just wanted to show that. He hasn't seen it on this yet because I got it yesterday in the mail. Okay, let me switch for a moment and then I'll come back to where we are. So, questions, comments, where are you? And I did find something else that I will share with you today as far as, I think, a really nifty pattern. But at this point, Leona, what are you working on?
You know, my word was perseverance, right?
Are you saying it for you or for me or for us?
For everybody. Keep going. But last night I started this thing that was supposed to take 30 minutes, you know. And for some reason I cut it apart about 5 times, but I'm going to persevere and I'm going to show it to you next week.
So what is it?
What is it?
Yeah, is it a necklace, a bracelet, or what?
It's a pair of earrings.
Wow.
And they're real simple. But for some reason, my brain and my hands were not connecting last night. It just,
Well, let's be positive here. We have Annie on the line, but we don't want to get her discouraged before she gets started.
don't get discouraged. That's what I'm saying. I'm gonna keep going with this thing.
Okay.
And it's very simple. It's what is it? Flat peyote. And you can't
Wow.
get any simpler than that.
I agree. Okay. All right.
But that's okay.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
I'm gonna
No
get it.
problem.
It's probably looking at TV while I was trying to do it.
That's a problem. Careful what you're doing. Okay. Ms. Barbara, you working anything or you just,
Okay,
I know you're doing
I'm-
your dancing and everything.
I'm going to be honest, but since Leona committed, next week I will have something finished. I did start one of the patterns and I was trying to really be committed. I cannot work with 15s. It required 15s and 11s and I forgot what else. I said, I just cannot work. I started and it's just sitting there. I got disgusted. I said, I just need bigger beads. So I'm going to switch over to my larger beads and I will have something next week.
Yeah,
for
just
you.
size up on them and
Yeah, right.
Go like
Yeah.
that or substitute like that.
Yeah, they're just too tiny. I said, 15's okay, but 11's, I said, I'm not fooling with those 11's. I could barely get them on the get the hole to go on the needle. I said, this is ridiculous. I don't know how Sandra does it. I really
It's
don't.
smaller than 11, Barbara.
Huh?
15 is smaller than 11.
Well, I meant 15's. I'm sorry. I got
Oh, okay.
Right. But
Yeah, I can
that's
hardly
you.
see the hole on the 15's. Yeah, I can't see to get the needle on there. I said, geez, even though I do have to admit, I sit in my bed and I work on my bed. But it's just too much stress, so I have to go to the 11.
All right, think laughter. Think laughter.
Okay.
Don't
Yeah,
stress.
exactly.
Laughter.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I found out that I don't look for the hole. I just put my needle on it and that bead will move and I let the needle find the hole. I just do it that way because if you look for that hole all the time, you kind of know the size of how the bead is shaped and where the hole is. You just take the needle. That's what I do.
Well,
Yeah, I don't
remember,
look for if I did look for the hole, I just it would be too much for my eyes too. So I know the shape of that bead and where the hole should be. So I just take my needle in that direction.
well,
Okay.
remember, Laretha is the seamstress over here talking too.
Yeah.
And the other thing is you also have to remember that the needles, it's not one size fit all depending upon the beads size you use.
Right.
So you may need to use a thinner needle. Remember?
That's right.
As
Yeah.
the numbers go up, the needle gets thinner. So
Okay.
that's something to think about also. But, in that circumstance, I would just go up a size
Yeah.
in order to work it and stuff
Yeah,
like
I'm not gonna work with the 15s. They are just they're driving me crazy. So yeah, 11 is the smallest.
I don't
I'll
want
go.
you to go crazy now.
No.
Well, I'm going to show
Yeah.
you this other pattern that I found before we run out of time and
Okay.
see if you're interested in this, which I thought was pretty cool. But don't mean a thing. Isn't that cool?
Oh, that is
Ooh.
and different.
Yep.
Like
I
that.
like the way it's off. And I mean, it's just beads and yes, crystals, whatever.
Right. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because they
That's-
use 3 and 4 millimeter, but isn't that a cool one?
It is, absolutely.
So how do you pronounce that? Because LOBE is normally low by itself.
Lobelia.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds,
That sounds, I'll accept that.
yeah.
I'll accept that for $100. Okay, so I will send this out today so that you can add it to your stash, but I do like that.
Okay.
And I think it's one of those things that is easy to substitute also. But I like the offset part of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I do too.
You have a core bead in there somewhere? No, you don't have a core bead.
No, I don't see one. And that's what, It's almost like you share, sharing this cluster in here, doing a zigzag or crossover, whatever you want to call it there. Because according to this, they're using the bicone crystals, 3 and 4 millimeter fire polish beads, and then they got 2 colors, different colors of the seed bead, I assume, size 11 seed beads. And it's all done on fire line, but of course you can use whatever you like to. But, once again, the way the diagram is, I just think that they do a fantastic job of the diagram. So the key thing for people that are following the diagram, if you just remember to turn your working piece in the same direction that the diagram goes, it makes it so easy to follow it. Because if something's not in the right place, if you turn it in the same direction, you'll be able to see it quicker.
Okay.
Okay, just a suggestion.
All right. Yeah, send that out. And Ann, thank you so very much. I appreciate, even though I've been lax on getting my work done, I really appreciate the patterns.
Oh, no problem.
Thank you.
Look, enriches my life finding something, and then I grab my needle and thread, and then I start. But then one of the key rules I've broken several times is not pulling all my supplies together before I start doing something. Then I have to stop and say, I know I had so and so. Where is this? Where is that type thing? So I'm being upfront, and sometimes I break my own rules when I'm doing things. Particularly when I have things in baby jars. I have, not seeing Leona because I have, my medicine bottles. Yeah, I have loads of those, but I haven't had those for a while since I don't see Leona. And so I've got them in all different containers and trying to find them, but the key is always the same. Pull your supplies together first, and it doesn't take as long. Remember, there's more than one size beading needle, and depending upon the size. So when you start clogging your holes up, it's simply because you need to look for a different size needle or make certain that your thread is appropriate for the piece that you're working on. And I plan to do another little video clip of the supplies, the needles, and various threads and stuff like that for people that aren't familiar with them, so that they'll have a visual to help out in that respect, is where we are. So are there any parting words or thoughts that you want to share? We got about 2.5 minutes left.
Okay, Leona, come on now.
Well, she told us
Keep
her
my word,
perseverance.
perseverance.
Oh, okay.
Keep going. And keep going. Don't let us scare you.
I'm not.
No, not you, the other Annie.
Oh, Annie.
Annie, yeah.
They didn't scare you, did they?
Oh no, I'm all excited. I actually, I'm excited about the 2 patterns that you sent, and I'm gonna put together a piece and I'll send it to you.
Marvelous. I like it. Look at that. Bean showed up.
Okay.
Thank you. Well, ladies, it's been good. And Joyce, if you find other things you work on, feel free to share them, because I honestly love the piece that you did. And anything else that you guys have that we haven't seen for a while, pull it out so we can see where we are, okay?
Okay.
And I'm wishing you a happy, healthy weekend, and stay safe.
Okay.
The holidays coming in September.
Right.
So.
Yeah, I'm glad to say that. Also, I have to remind everybody, September 3rd is Lillian's birthday, in case you remember. Yeah, she always contacts. She and I still communicate all the time. But anyway, have a good weekend and reach out. And I am here. I'll be right here at the Hacienda.
Bye-bye.
Talk to you later. Okay, bye-bye. Have a good weekend. Okay, bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.